You've worked so hard today. The day just flew by, didn't it? Now take a moment to pause, let everything go, and take a deep breath. Tonight we'll read Joshua chapters 6 through 10 together. The walls of Jericho falling down, Achan's sin and the defeat at Ai, the treaty with Gibeon, and the battle against 5 kings. Let's listen to how God fights for his people. Listen slowly, comfortably. Now the gates of Jericho were securely barred because of the Israelites. No one went out and no one came in. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its king and its mighty fighting men. March around the city once with all your armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times with the priests blowing the trumpets. When you hear them sound a long blast on their trumpets, have all the people give a loud shout, then the wall of the city will collapse, and the people will go up, every man straight in." So Joshua son of Nun called the priests and said to them, "Take up the Ark of the Covenant and have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of it." And he ordered the people, "Advance! March around the city with the armed guard going ahead of the Ark of the Lord." When Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns went forward, marching before the Lord and blowing their trumpets, with the Ark of the Lord's covenant following them. The armed guard marched ahead of the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard followed the Ark. All this time the trumpets were sounding. But Joshua had commanded the people, "Do not give a war cry, do not raise your voices, do not say a word until the day I tell you to shout. Then shout!" So the Ark of the Lord was carried around the city once, and the people returned to camp and spent the night there. Joshua got up early the next morning, and the priests took up the Ark of the Lord. The 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns marched in front of the Ark of the Lord, blowing their trumpets. The armed guard marched ahead of them, and the rear guard followed the Ark of the Lord, while the trumpeters played their trumpets. So on the 2nd day, they marched around the city once and returned to the camp. They did this for 6 days. On the 7th day, they rose early at dawn and marched around the city 7 times in the same manner, except that on that day they marched around the city 7 times. The 7th time around, when the priests sounded their trumpets, Joshua commanded the army, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. The city and all that is in it are to be devoted to the Lord. Only Rahab the prostitute and all who are with her in her house shall be spared, because she hid the spies we sent. But keep yourselves from the devoted things, so that you will not yourselves be devoted to destruction by taking any of them. Otherwise you will make the camp of Israel liable to destruction and bring trouble on it. All the silver and gold and the articles of bronze and iron are sacred to the Lord and must go into his treasury." When the trumpet sounded, the army shouted, and at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed, so everyone charged straight in, and they took the city. They devoted the city to the Lord and destroyed with the sword every living thing in it, men and women, young and old, as well as cattle, sheep, and donkeys. Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Go into the prostitute's house and bring her out and all who belong to her, in accordance with your oath to her." So the young men who had done the spying went in and brought out Rahab, her father and mother, her brothers, and all who belonged to her. They brought out her entire family and put them in a place outside the camp of Israel. Then they burned the whole city and everything in it. But they put the silver and gold and the articles of bronze and iron into the treasury of the Lord's house. But Joshua spared Rahab the prostitute, with her family and all who belonged to her, because she hid the men Joshua had sent as spies to. Jericho and she lives among the Israelites to this day. At that time Joshua pronounced this solemn oath, "Cursed before the Lord is the one who tries to rebuild this city of Jericho. When he lays its foundations, he will lose his firstborn son when he sets up its gates. He will lose his youngest son." So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame spread throughout the land. But the Israelites were unfaithful in regard to the devoted things Achan son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, took some of them. So the Lord's anger burned against Israel. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is near Beth-aven to the east of Bethel, and told them, "Go up and spy out the land." So the men went up and spied out Ai. When they returned to Joshua, they said, "Not all the people will have to go up against Ai. Send 2,000 or 3,000 men to attack it. Don't make all the people toil up there, because only a few people live there." So about 3,000 men went up there from the army, but they were routed by the men of Ai, who killed about 36 of them. They chased the Israelites from the city gate as far as the stone quarries and struck them down on the slopes. At this, the hearts of the people melted in fear and became like water. Then Joshua tore his clothes and fell face down to the ground before the ark of the Lord, remaining there till evening. The elders of Israel did the same, and sprinkled dust on their heads. And a sad Joshua said, "Alas, sovereign Lord, why did you ever bring this people across the Jordan to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? If only we had been content to stay on the other side of the Jordan. Pardon your servant, Lord. What can I say now that Israel has been routed by its enemies? The Canaanites and all the people of the country will hear about this, and they will surround us and wipe out our name from the earth. What then will you do for your own great name?" The Lord said to Joshua, "Stand up. What are you doing down on your face? Israel has sinned, they have violated my covenant, which I commanded them to keep. They have taken some of the devoted things they have stolen. They have lied, they have put them with their own possessions. That is why the Israelites cannot stand against their enemies. They turn their backs and run, because they have become liable to destruction. I will not be with you anymore unless you destroy whatever among you is devoted to destruction. Go, consecrate the people. Tell them, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, for this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: there are devoted things among you, Israel. You cannot stand against your enemies until you remove them. In the morning, present yourselves tribe by tribe. The tribe the Lord chooses will come forward, clan by clan, the clan the Lord chooses will come forward, family by family. and the family the Lord chooses will come forward man by man. Whoever is caught with the devoted things is to be burned with fire, along with all that belongs to him. He has violated the covenant of the Lord and has done an outrageous thing in Israel. Early the next morning, Joshua had Israel come forward by tribes, and the tribe of Judah was chosen. Then he had the clans of Judah come forward, and the Zerahites were chosen. He had the Zerahite clans come forward by families, and Zimri's family was chosen. Finally, he had the families of Zimri come forward man by man, and Achan, son of Carmi, the son of Zimri, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, was chosen. Then Joshua said to Achan, "My son, give glory to the Lord, the God of Israel, and honor him. Tell me what you have done, do not hide it from me." Achan replied, "It is true, I have sinned against the Lord, the God of Israel. This is what I have done. When I saw in the plunder a beautiful robe from Shinar, 200 shekels of silver and a wedge of gold weighing 50 shekels, I coveted them and took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent, with the silver underneath." So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and there it was, hidden in his tent, with the silver underneath. They took the things from the tent, brought them to Joshua and all the Israelites, and spread them out before the Lord. Then Joshua, together with all Israel, took Achan son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the gold wedge, his sons and daughters, his cattle, donkeys and sheep, his tent and everything he had, and brought them to the valley of Achor. Joshua said, "Why have you brought this trouble on us? The Lord will bring trouble on you today." Then all Israel stoned him, and after they had stoned the others, they burned them. Over Achan they heaped up a large pile of rocks, which remains to this day. Then the Lord turned from his fierce anger. Therefore, to this day that place has been called the Valley of Achor. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Take the whole army with you and go up to Ai. See, I have delivered into your hands the king of Ai, his people, his city, and his land. You shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king, except that you may carry off their plunder and livestock for yourselves. Set an ambush behind the city." So Joshua and the whole army moved out to attack Ai. He chose 30,000 of his best fighting men and sent them off at night. With these orders, listen carefully. You are to set an ambush behind the city. Don't go very far from it, but all of you be ready. I and all those with me will advance on the city, and when the men of Ai come out against us, we will flee from them as before. They will pursue us until we are drawn away from the city, for they will think they are fleeing from us as they did before. So when we flee from them, you are to rise from ambush and seize the city. The Lord your God will give it into your hand. When you have taken the city, set it on fire. Do what the Lord has commanded. See, I have given you these instructions. Then Joshua sent them off, and they went to the place of ambush and hid between Bethel and Ai to the west of Ai. But Joshua spent that night with the people. Early the next morning, Joshua got up and assembled the army, and he and the elders of Israel led them against Ai. All the fighting men with him went up and approached the city and camped north of Ai, with a valley between them and Ai. Joshua had taken about 5,000 men and set them in ambush between Bethel and Ai to the west of the city. So the soldiers took up their positions, the main camp to the north of the city and the ambush to the west of it. That night Joshua went into the valley. When the king of Ai saw this, he and all his army got up early and hurried out to meet Israel in battle at a certain place overlooking the Arabah. But he did not know that an ambush was waiting for him behind the city. Joshua and all Israel pretended to be defeated before them and fled along the road toward the wilderness. All the men in Ai were called to pursue them, and they pursued Joshua and were drawn away from the city. Not a man was left in Ai or Bethel who did not go after Israel. They left the city gates open and pursued Israel. Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Hold out toward Ai the javelin that is in your hand, for into your hand I will deliver the city." So Joshua held out toward the city the javelin that was in his hand. As soon as he did this, the men in the ambush rose quickly from their position and rushed forward. They entered the city and captured it and immediately set it on fire. The men of Ai looked back and saw the smoke of the city rising to the sky, but they had no place to flee, either one way or another, for the Israelites who had been fleeing toward the wilderness had turned back against their pursuers. For when Joshua and all Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city and that smoke was rising from it, they turned around and attacked the men of Ai. The men in the ambush also came out of the city against them, so that the men of Ai were caught in the middle of the Israelites, some on one side and some on the other. Israel cut them down, leaving them no survivors or fugitives. But they took the king of Ai alive and brought him to Joshua. When Israel had finished killing all the people of Ai in the open country where they had chased them, and when every one of them had fallen by the sword, all the Israelites returned to Ai and killed those who were in it. 12,000 men and women fell that day, all the people of Ai. For Joshua did not draw back the hand that held out the javelin until he had destroyed all who lived in Ai. But Israel did carry off for themselves the livestock and plunder of this city, as the Lord had instructed Joshua. So Joshua burned Ai and made it a permanent mound of ruins, a desolate place to this day. He impaled the king of Ai on a pole and left him there until evening. At sunset, Joshua ordered that the body be taken down from the pole and dumped at the entrance of the city gate, and a large pile of rocks was heaped over it, which remains to this day. Then Joshua built an altar to the Lord, the God of Israel, on Mount Ebal. He built it according to the command of Moses, the servant of the Lord, just as it is written in the book of the law of Moses, an altar of uncut stones, on which no iron tool had been used. On it they offered to the Lord burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. There, in the presence of the Israelites, Joshua inscribed on stones a copy of the law of Moses. All the Israelites, with their elders, officials, and judges, were standing on both sides of the Ark of the Covenant, facing the Levitical priests who carried it. Both the foreigners and the native-born were there. Half of them stood in front of Mount Gerizim, and half in front of Mount Ebal, as Moses, the servant of the Lord, had formerly commanded when he gave instructions to bless the people of Israel. Afterward, Joshua read aloud all the words of the law, the blessings and the curses, just as it is written in the book of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses had commanded that Joshua did not read to the whole assembly of Israel, including the women, children, and the foreigners who lived among them. Now when all the kings west of the Jordan in the hill country, in the western foothills, and along the entire coast of the Great Sea as far as Lebanon, the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites heard about these things, they came together to wage war against Joshua and Israel. However, when the people of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and Ai, they resorted to a ruse. They went as a delegation whose donkeys were loaded with worn-out sacks and old wineskins, cracked and mended. They put worn and patched sandals on their feet and wore old clothes. All the bread of their provision was dry and moldy. Then they went to Joshua in the camp at Gilgal and said to him and the Israelites, "We have come from a distant country, make a treaty with us." The Israelites said to the Hivites, "But perhaps you live near us. How then can we make a treaty with you?" "We are your servants," they said to Joshua. But Joshua asked, "Who are you and where do you come from?" They answered, "Your servants have come from a very distant country because of the reputation of the Lord your God. For we have heard reports of him, all that he did in Egypt, and all that he did to the 2 Amorite kings beyond the Jordan, Sihon, king of Heshbon, and Og, king of Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth. And our elders and all those living in our country said to us, 'Take provisions for your journey. Go and meet them and say to them, "We are your servants, make a treaty with us." This bread was warm when we packed it at home on the day we left to come to you. But now see how dry and moldy it is. These wineskins were new when we filled them, but now they are cracked, and our clothes and sandals are worn out from the very long journey." The Israelites inspected their provisions but did not inquire of the Lord. Then Joshua made a treaty of peace with them to let them live, and the leaders of the assembly ratified it by oath. 3 days after they made the treaty with the Gibeonites, the Israelites heard that they were neighbors living near them. So the Israelites set out, and on the 3rd day came to their cities Gibeon, Kephirah, Beeroth, and Kiriath Jearim. But the Israelites did not attack them, because the leaders of the assembly had sworn an oath to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. The whole assembly grumbled against the leaders, but all the leaders answered, "We have given them our oath by the Lord, the God of Israel, and we cannot touch them now. This is what we will do to them. We will let them live, so that God's wrath will not fall on us for breaking the oath we swore to them." They continued, "Let them live, but let them be woodcutters and water carriers for the whole community." So the leaders' promise to them was fulfilled. Then Joshua summoned the Gibeonites and said, "Why did you deceive us by saying, 'We live a long way from you,' when you live right here among us? You are now under a curse. You will always be woodcutters and water carriers for the house of my God." They answered Joshua, "Your servants were clearly told that the Lord, your God, had commanded his servant Moses to give you all the land and to wipe out all its inhabitants from before you. So we feared for our lives because of you, and that is why we did this. We are now in your hands. Do to us whatever seems good and right to you." So Joshua did this to them. he delivered them from the hands of the Israelites, and they did not kill them. That day he made the Gibeonites woodcutters and water carriers for the community and for the altar of the Lord at the place the Lord would choose. And that is what they continue to be to this day. Now Adoni-Zedek, king of Jerusalem, heard that Joshua had captured Ai and completely destroyed it, doing to Ai and its king as he had done to Jericho and its king, and that the people of Gibeon had made a treaty of peace with Israel and were living among them. He and his people were very much alarmed at this, because Gibeon was an important city, like one of the royal cities. It was larger than Ai, and all its men were good fighters. So Adoni-Zedek, king of Jerusalem, appealed to Hoham, king of Hebron, Piram, king of Jarmuth, Japhiah, king of Lachish, and Debir, king of Eglon. Come up and help me attack Gibeon, because it has made peace with Joshua and the Israelites. Then the 5 kings of the Amorites, the kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon, joined forces. They moved up with all their troops and attacked Gibeon. The Gibeonites sent word to Joshua in the camp at Gilgal, "Do not abandon your servants. Come up to us quickly and save us. Help us, because all the Amorite kings from the hill country have joined forces against us." So Joshua marched up from Gilgal with his entire army, including all his best fighting men. The Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them. I have given them into your hand. Not one of them will be able to stand against you." After an all-night march from Gilgal, Joshua attacked them by surprise. The Lord threw them into confusion before Israel, who defeated them in a great slaughter at Gibeon. Israel pursued them along the road, going up to Beth-horon, and cut them down all the way to Azekah and Makkedah. As they fled before Israel on the road down from Beth-horon to Azekah, the Lord hurled large hailstones down on them from the sky, and more of them died from the hailstones than were killed by the swords of the Israelites. On the day the Lord gave the Amorites over to Israel, Joshua said to the Lord in the presence of Israel's son, "Stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Aijalon." So the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, till the nation avenged itself on its enemies, as it is written in the book of Jashar. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. There has never been a day like it before or since, a day when the Lord listened to a human being. Surely the Lord was fighting for Israel? Then Joshua and all Israel with him returned to the camp at Gilgal. Now the 5 kings had escaped and hidden themselves in the cave at Makkedah. When Joshua was told that the 5 kings had been found hiding in the cave at Makkedah, he said, "Roll large rocks up to the mouth of the cave and post some men there to guard it. But don't stop there. Pursue your enemies. Attack them from the rear and don't let them reach their cities. The Lord your God has given them into your hand." So Joshua and the Israelites slaughtered them completely, but a few survivors managed to reach their fortified cities. The whole army then returned safely to Joshua in the camp at Makkedah, and no one uttered a word against the Israelites. Then Joshua said, "Open the mouth of the cave and bring those 5 kings out to me." So they brought the 5 kings out of the cave, the kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon. When they had brought these kings to Joshua, he summoned all the men of Israel and said to the army commanders who had come with him, "Come here and put your feet on the necks of these kings." So they came forward and placed their feet on their necks. Joshua said to them, "Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Be strong and courageous. This is what the Lord will do to all the enemies you encounter." Then Joshua struck and killed the kings and hung them on 5 trees, and they were left hanging on the trees until evening. At sunset, Joshua gave orders for them to be taken down from the trees and cast into the cave where they had hidden. At the mouth of the cave, large rocks were placed, which remain there to this day. That day, Joshua captured Makkedah and destroyed it with the sword. He completely destroyed everyone in it, not a single survivor. And he did to the king of Makkedah as he had done to the king of Jericho. Then Joshua and all Israel with him moved on from Makkedah to Libnah and attacked it. The Lord also gave Libnah and its king into Israel's hand. Joshua destroyed it with the sword and every person in it. He left no survivors there. And he did to its king as he had done to the king of Jericho. Then Joshua and all Israel with him moved on from Libnah to Lachish and attacked it. The Lord delivered Lachish into Israel's hands, and Joshua captured it on the 2nd day. He destroyed it with the sword, and every person in it, just as he had done to Libnah. Meanwhile, Horam king of Gezer had come up to help Lachish, but Joshua defeated him and his army, leaving no survivors. Then Joshua and all Israel with him moved on from Lachish to Eglon and attacked it. They captured it that same day and destroyed it with the sword. Everyone in it was completely destroyed, just as he had done to Lachish. Then Joshua and all Israel with him went up from Eglon to Hebron and attacked it. They captured it and destroyed it with the sword, and its king and all its towns and everyone in them. He left no survivors, just as he had done to Eglon. He completely destroyed it and everyone in it. Then Joshua and all Israel with him turned to Debir and attacked it. They captured it, and its king and all its towns. They destroyed them with the sword and completely destroyed everyone in them, leaving no survivors. He did to Debir and its king as he had done to Libnah and its king and to Hebron. So Joshua conquered the whole region, including the hill country, the Negev, the western foothills and the eastern slopes, together with all their kings. He left no survivors. He completely destroyed all who breathed, as the Lord, the God of Israel, had commanded. Joshua conquered them from Kadesh Barnea to Gaza, and from the whole region of Goshen to Gibeon. All these kings and their lands Joshua conquered in one campaign, because the Lord, the God of Israel, fought for Israel. Then Joshua and all Israel with him returned to the camp at Gilgal. Tonight we read Joshua chapters 6 through 10 together. The walls of Jericho falling at the sound of trumpets. How one person's sin affected the entire community, and the miraculous battle when the sun and moon stood still. When we obey, God fights for us. But He's also a holy God who doesn't overlook even small disobedience. If there's something in your life today that needs to be fully surrendered to God, offer it to Him now. You've done so well today. Rest peacefully now. Sleep well, sweet dreams.
We walked around the walls in silence. No shout, no sound, no sword, just steady steps and beating hearts, trusting every word. The city stood so tall and proud, fear whispered loud and near, but silence carried heaven's weight, louder than our fear. Day by day we circled hope, night by night we prayed, not by strength, not by might, but by trust obeyed. Then the breath of heaven moved, the walls gave way. What we could not break by hands fell when we stayed. Even when we failed and turned, your mercy found us still. You lifted us from broken ground and bent our will. The sun stood still upon the sky to finish love's command. Time itself obeyed your voice, held within your hand. Through every fight we did not see, you were already there, fighting battles in our place with patient care. From silence into victory, we are loved beyond, far beyond the fall. We thought the walls would never fall,
We thought the night too long,
but you were working quietly.
while we walked on.
Obedience felt like nothing.
But you called it faith.
Every silent step we took, you did not waste. When we chose the wrong direction and paid the cost, you met us not with anger, but with what we lost.
You fight the wars we cannot see.
You guard our sleep, even when our courage breaks. Your love we keep. You slowed the sun for those you love.
You heard our cry.
Time itself bends gently when you draw near. So I will wait without despair.
I will trust your way.
What feels like silence now is love at work today.
My steps are small,
But you are strong.
from start to end.
You walk alone.
In every pause and every fight,
We are loved in waiting. 'Cause We walked around the walls in silence. No shout, no sound, no sword, just steady steps and beating hearts, trusting every word. The city stood so tall and proud, fear whispered loud and near, but silence carried heaven's weight. Trust obeyed. Then the breath of heaven moved, the walls gave way. What we could not break by hands fell when we stayed. Even when we failed and turned, your mercy found us still. You lifted us from broken ground and bent our will. The sun stood still upon the sky, to finish love's command. Time itself obeyed your voice, settled within your hand. Through every fight we did not see, you were already there, fighting battles in our place with patient care. From silence into victory, we are loved beyond the fall. We thought the walls would never fall,
We thought the night too long.
but you were working quietly.
While we walked on,
Obedience felt like nothing.
but you called it faith.
Every silent step we took, you did not wait.
When we chose the wrong direction,
And paid the cost. You met us not with anger, but with what we lost. You fight the wars we cannot see.
you guard our sleep.
Even when our courage breaks, your love we keep. You slowed the sun for those you love. You heard our cry. Time itself bends gently when you draw near. So I will wait without despair. I will trust your way. What feels like silence now is love at work today. My steps are small, but you are strong. From start to end, you walk along. In every pause and every fight,